Hi, this tutorial is being created for Darci. I'm doing a virtual makeover for Darci, which is something that I do for my clients upon request. Darci is an old colleague of mine from Calgary. We worked together for a few years, and she's still working in the same industry that we were working in before. She's still in Calgary. I've moved on since then, obviously. However, I've been chatting with Darci on and off, and we decided that it was time for her to have a new makeup look, and spring is the perfect time of year to brighten things up and to do something new and fun. So I'm gonna go ahead then and get started. So Darci, I've just created you a fresh new look from scratch. So a few things I'm going to recommend here are flexible. So we have some options here. The one thing I wanted to talk to you about was the Liquid Touch foundation. This is a really nice foundation because I know in Calgary in the summer when it gets a little hotter, skin can get a little bit oilier, and in the winter, of course, it's very dry. So the Liquid Touch foundation kind of adjusts to your skin and its needs. The thing I love most about the Liquid Touch foundation is the liquid foundation brush. So if we go ahead with the Liquid Touch, take the dropper out of the bottle, just a few drops there. I usually go for 4 or 5 drops on the brush, just like so. And then it's very simple and really nice to apply. And this is what I like about it. It's such a lightweight foundation, but it gives really nice coverage. And it's very natural looking when it's applied with this brush here. So I just have a mirror next to me here, so I'm gonna be looking over here for quite a bit of this tutorial. That is why. Perfect. So go ahead and buff that foundation right on there. I'm using velour here. In the winter, I tend to be a little bit lighter, so I use organza. Velour is probably a touch on the dark side for you, Darci, but it might work. So we'll have to take a closer look at colors for you. There we go. So just blending it really nicely using that brush in circular motion there. Circular motion. There we go. Perfect. So we call this foundation Liquid Golds because it's just been so in demand since it was released in September, and it's really beautiful. It's a really, really nice foundation. Now, I'm going to go ahead and recommend a little bit of concealer. I know you have beautiful skin. I know you don't have too much trouble with redness or anything like that. For under eye circles or any occasional bit of redness that you need to cover, I recommend this Touch concealer. Scarlet is always the best for someone with lighter skin like yourself for under the eyes. So if we use a slightly lighter concealer, 1 or 2 shades lighter, it's going to just brighten things up. So definitely go for the lightest shade there. That's what I do anyway. So we can go ahead and cover up that little bit of redness there. I'm also going to suggest, and this is a suggestion because I know you work pretty long hours, apart from the primer, which I did put on before I put my foundation on, always use a primer. The other thing that can help make your makeup last a little bit longer is the Touch powder. Putting a little bit of powder over top of your foundation just sort of sets it, bakes it in there for you. So the Touch foundation does come, the powder comes with a little sponge there. However, I'm using a brush because I've already put foundation on. I don't need the heavy coverage, so using a brush on this compact basically applies it like a loose powder, a little bit of a lighter coverage because we don't need as much with the liquid gold there already. So there we go. All right, so from there, we really need to talk about brows. Brows are super, super important. Just for the sake of time, I'm only going to do half my face for this tutorial. So the brows are going to frame your face and make it just look put together. It also, because you've got a nice arch, if you've got well-groomed brows, it pulls your eye up. So it makes you look very awake and alert when you have nicely groomed and presented brows. So I use medium. I have a feeling you could probably do light or medium. Again, we'll look at colors when it comes to the foundation and concealer and such for you after. So to do your brows, just a little reminder, we want to start the brow. When we put this pencil along the side of our nose, the brow should start right there. If we put this pencil straight through your pupil, that's where your arch should be, right there, okay? And if you do sort of a 45-degree angle there through the end of your eye, that's where your brow should end. So mine's a little short there. So we'll draw it a little bit longer and we'll fake it. So we go ahead then and we just shape underneath the eye with the pencil, light little brush strokes like that, and just create that shape. And then we can do over top. Again, just nice light little brush strokes across. And then we're going to shape right in the inside of the eyebrow here. And we can go ahead and shape that as we like. So depending on your face shape, you may have a preference to do that as a bit more of a defined line, or you might want to round it a little bit. For you, I think I'd suggest rounding it, which is actually what I prefer for my own look as well. Just a softer look when you have a full round face. So we're going to go ahead then and just fill that in, little brush strokes again within that shape that we just created there on your face. So. Unique's brow pencil is made really, really nicely, really nice fine little tip. So this looks very, very natural. Again, if it's not perfect, not to worry, because from there we can use a little brow gel to fill things in and complete the look. So there you go. Brow is done. One brow is done. From there, I'm going to go ahead and apply some blush. For you, I have a couple of ideas for colors, but I really like the idea of you trying Scandalous, which is a nice red. It's a little bit more of a red shade than some of them, so it's not quite as soft, but it's really, really pretty. It scared me away when I first saw it, but then one of my customers actually bought it and convinced me to try it when I saw her pictures. So it's a really pretty shade there. And from there, I would suggest using a blending bud or just your fingers to blend that in a little bit. So because you have a narrow face, you've got more of an oval shaped face, you can certainly put a little bit more on the apples of your cheeks than I did. I start a little bit higher up just because my face is rounder. So, and from there, of course, just using a blending bud or your fingers just to blend that line nicely in so that it doesn't look too defined. You don't want people to see that blush on your cheeks. So there you have it. So from there, we have done the foundation, the blush, the brows. You can see how much of a difference too the brow makes on this side. That's something that's kind of interesting to look at. Before I apply my eyeshadow, I'm going to put on my eye primer, which actually makes my shadow last a little bit longer because it actually makes it brighter. So I'm going to go ahead, and you just need a little bit. You don't need a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the second eye because I took enough for both eyes. Apply it right there. So I, as we discussed together, actually, we looked at a couple of the color options, and you told me that you would really like to see what sort of a look I would put together for you using palette number 1, which is our neutrals palette. So you can see the colors there, really, really pretty. The great thing about the palettes too, if you're looking at sort of having some fun with your look and changing things up a bit, you can play around with this so much. You can have a lot of fun, create lots of different looks, lots of versatility. You can go for something really simple for an everyday look. You can create a little bit of drama if you have an event or something you're going to. So with palette number 1, I'm going to show you which colors I'm going to use for you. I'm going to use Elated, I'm going to use Brassy, and I'm going to use Forthright. I might add a little bit of Swanky in there as well, but Elated, Brassy, and Forthright. So Elated, Brassy, Forthright. So with the Elated, which is a matte neutral tone there, I'm using just a deluxe brush, a regular brush here, and I'm applying that all over my lid and on the inside here as well. Okay, now one of the things we can use this sort of a tone for is to brighten up our eyes a little bit by bringing it inside our eyes, which we tend to have little dark circles that hide out in there, so at least I do. Most people do. There we go. So with the Brassy is a really pretty shimmer. It's sort of a warm copper color, and it's going to bring out the green flecks in your eyes. It's really a nice one for people who have green in their eyes. So that one I'm applying with a deluxe brush again, and I'm applying it all over my lid. So you can see it has a little bit more shimmer. It's very pretty, but it's not too much shimmer for every day as well, so it's a good color to choose. Now for Forthright is a little bit of a matte, and it's sort of a chocolate brown shade. The color is hard to see It's hard to see maybe in this light, but I can always post a picture of it below so everyone can take a look. Now I'm using a crease brush. Now the crease brush is a little bit different than the deluxe brush. The deluxe brush is wider and the crease brush is a little bit rounder and longer. So crease brush with Forthright. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put that right in the crease. So this brush is really nice because it actually blends the color in together. So all you gotta do is you've gotta work on your brow bone, below your brow bone in your crease, and just sort of back and forth like a windshield wiper. Go ahead and put that in there. There you go. So this is a nice basic eye look too. You could actually do this same look with different colors. So you could use Chipper, which is a little bit warmer, lighter brown, or you could use Swanky, which is a shimmer in there as well. So this is a look that you could play around with and use different tones in those 3 different places. But now from there, I'm looking for my sponge. I can blend this a little bit more using a sponge applicator or a sponge on a brush like this and just blending it in. So you've made just a really, really basic, simple look for your day. And there you have it, nice and easy. Good. So from there, what I'm going to recommend for a liner for you is something warm and brown. And I know you're comfortable with makeup and I know you like playing with makeup. So if you wanted to do something a little different, I'd suggest you try our liquid liner. Now I only have one color of the liquid liner so far that I've purchased for myself, and it's probably not the one I would match with this look. I'd go with a chocolate brown. I have Powerful, which is a dark gray. So I'm going to go ahead and show you with this look, but just keeping that in mind, a dark brown, I mean, you could certainly use this, it's not a problem, but I think a dark brown would be a nicer blend there. So the liquid liner, ours applies really, really nicely. You can see it has a nice fine tip, just like a very fine tip Sharpie. And you want to go ahead and apply that really close to the lashes and just drag it over little short strokes like that. And you can go over it again if you want a little bit of a thicker line. Not sure how well you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So, and if you want to create a wing at the end for a little bit of drama, you can do that. You just sort of flick this up a little bit there. There you go. So there you have it. It's very simple. One of the things I really love about the liquid liner too is that you can play with it and be a little bit more versatile. Where is my, let's see, the brush I'm looking for, but you can actually soften this line up by using a shadow over top of it. So we can kind of dull down, if you want to say, the sharper defined line with a little bit of a shimmer, for example. I might use Swanky in this case. I'll actually just show you. You'll want to use an angled brush. A finer angled brush is a better choice, but mine is MIA, so we're going to go with this angled brush here. Now, Swanky, if I just go ahead and brush it over top, it's going to basically soften that line a little bit and add a little bit of drama, add a little bit of sparkle, kind of fun. So you still have the darker line that's going to brighten up your eye a bit by making your lash line look thicker. However, you've got that little bit of sparkle in there that's softening it as well. So sort of fun. All right, so I am going to refer you to, for the sake of time, I'm going to refer you to another video for purpose of lashes. Really quickly, I'm going to go through your lip look that I've chosen for you. I think that a really pretty everyday color for you is probably Conceited. It's got a little bit of a pink tone to it. It's very pretty. You can get a lot of versatility from these lipsticks based on what liner you use with them. If you use a neutral pouty liner, like this one I have on top here, this one is going to make this a lighter pink shade, like it actually is coming out of the tube here, so you can see. If you wanted to make that brighter, you could use, say, Posh or even Perky, which is a brighter pink, to go underneath that, and it's going to make it more pink. So I'll show you that with the pouty here today. So to put that on with liner underneath, just go ahead and I line my lips with the point first, and underneath, and then I'm going to fill it in with the side of the crayon. Now, the liner underneath the lipstick does make it last a little bit longer, so it's good to extend the wear of your lipstick because I know you're busy when you're at work. It's sometimes hard to reapply. So with that pink over top, There you have it. So it's just a pretty pink shade. It's very feminine. I think it's just beautiful. I love this color. And then of course with the eyes all put together, you'll have a beautiful look that you can use every day. You can easily play around by adding different colors, more colors, less colors. You could put a gloss over your lips. So there's lots of different options for you in this look. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll send you the results with the final face once I've got my lashes on and everything too. So have a good day.